don't understand it all, Dennis, but this campground is one of those places that some people call a thin place, where heaven meets earth.
Right.
And I don't know why God has chosen to honor this place this way, but He has. As I remember it, the Lord led my mind to Hebrews 11.
Yeah.
It mentions all these great people of faith and what they did and how God used them. But then you get to the end of the chapter, and it says, but others. And it starts talking about all that they went through, and persecution and trials and tribulations. And it says some were and some this. It never names them. And I said, well, what about a cabin for the unsung saints that wouldn't be named after any donors, but that it would be named after the people who were influential to us spiritually, led us to the Lord, our prayer warriors, and that the donors could submit those names to be put on a wall in there. The world may not have known these folks. And to the world, they're just others or some. But to us, they made a big impact and made a difference in our lives, and we want to honor them. And you get to the end of Hebrews 11, and it says this about those people. It says, the world was not worthy of them.
That's right.
And that's how I feel about every name that's going to be on that wall in there. The world was not worthy of them. But the world had the opportunity of being touched and impacted through their influence on our lives. If we can just continue that legacy through a donation to help make a cabin like this happen, a cabin that's going to be year-round. 12 months out of the year, people can come and encounter Christ. Pastor Lee Cockrell.
Yeah.
Tremendous man of God, touched thousands of lives. The world didn't really know who he was, but he touched the world through the people that he impacted in his ministry.
Right. Well, I'm telling you.
He loved this camp. He was excited about this cabin.
When you lose people like that, you know you lose your prayer warriors.
Yep.
It always hurts so much. But I believe his prayers are continuing on.
Yep.
I believe they're continuing
Prayers
on.
of God's people never die. They may die, but the prayers don't. Well, his name may be on that wall. Where is this wall going to be now?
This wall is going to be all the way around the top here. About 2.5 foot down. It's going to be a circle all the way around.
This cabin's going to cost a whole lot more than any other cabin we've ever built. What are we going to do with this cabin that we're not able to do with any other cabin?
That's what's exciting to me. 20 kids can sleep over there. 20 kids can sleep over here. We have inside bathrooms, and we have a large meeting area, and they can all meet during the off-season.
People will be in this room, encountering Christ, having their meetings. They'll look up and they'll see these names in this room.
That would be great.
And wonder, why are all these names here? And somebody will be able to tell them the story that we've just been talking about.
That's right.
And God will touch their heart and help them to realize the world may never know who I am, but I can influence the world by influencing somebody else.
Exactly.
And pouring my life into somebody and praying for somebody the same way that all of these people prayed for the people that donated this cabin. That's right.
The first year I was a camper was after kindergarten, and I've been every year since then, and I just graduated this June, so I guess that's 13 straight years of coming as a camper. I came to camp after kindergarten, as I said. My mom packed my suitcase, because you don't pack your suitcase in kindergarten, and I forgot where she put my underwear. So the whole first year I came to camp, the whole week, I went without any underwear, except for the first day I was there. So that was pretty bad. I didn't have any Gold Bond or anything. That was the worst year, because I didn't know anyone else there. No one else from my church went. So I was pretty much all by myself with no underwear at camp. last year, I was working as a counselor at 4th and 5th grade camp, and it was after one of the rallies one night, July 21st actually, and they were singing a song called "You Make Me Brave," and there's a part in the song that says, "You call me out beyond the shore into the waves," and at that point I just felt this flood over me, and the only way I could really explain it was it felt like when you're on a roller coaster and you go down a big hill and it takes your stomach real bad. It was like that, but I was just standing still, and it was the Holy Spirit all over me, and at that point I knew that God was calling me into ministry. The cool thing about it was, after all the youth conventions and the youth camps and the church services I had went to, talking about really, really deep, in-depth spiritual stuff, God didn't use any of that to call me into ministry. He used, when we were at, a kids camp, the speaker was pulling kids up on stage to keep them just entertained just long enough to get through, 15, 20-minute sermon. And we were doing hand motions for the kids so they would just stay with it long enough. And that's what God chose to call me into ministry and to tell me what He wanted to do with my life. So that was probably the coolest thing that's ever happened to me.